What's up, guys? Hey, how are we doing? So I had Vince Friese on. Yeah, Vince Friese. He's getting ready right now to go race World Supercross, where he has been a contender, not a contender for podiums. This guy's been in the battles for championships and race wins. We talked about the longevity of his career, how long he's been doing it. We talked about his teammates, and we talked about a new format. And this will blow your mind what they're doing. And he's also going to be doing some arena crosses this year, and I couldn't be happier. It was weird, though. I think I'm happier than he is. I don't know that he necessarily wants to go arena cross, but Vince Friese's a good soldier, and if MCR needs to do it, he'll absolutely do it, and he'll do it to the best of his ability. So remember, check out my sponsors, Extreme Nano, and sorry, their website has been down. It was cyber attacked, but when it's back up, use Cooksey for buy one, get one free. Coach Rob Beams, Coach Rob, head over and get your sweat rate and how much calculated and how much you need to rehydrate to maintain your optimum performance. Epic Garage Designs, Travis has got the coolest stuff for your garage. RideStrapped. And if you want your free Cooksey shirt, head over, use the link in the description, go to the GoFundMe and make a donation over 20 bucks and then respond to me when I ask you for your address and size. Precision Transport. You guys know Precision Transport. Pretransport.com, a shipping company that's reasonably priced and gives you customer service like you'll not get at any other shipping company. So hit up pretransport.com. So also, I'll have a gambling show later today. I got him to put odds on the destinations. Yes. All right. So look for that later today. And here's Vince Friese.
You need people like me so you can point your fucking fingers and say, that's the bad guy.
Hi, guys. So with me is the man himself, Vince Friese. What's happening, brother?
What's going on, man? Thanks for having me.
Oh, dude, it's a pleasure. And with World Supercross right around the corner, how's the preparation going?
Really good. We switched to the 25 Honda 450. Maybe it's been about a month now, and bike's really good. Been grinding. We got all four of us out here right now. Kind of been doing motos together and loving it, man. Been grinding hard.
So when you say the four of us, you're talking about Ryan Brees, the other 450 rider, then you got Colin Park, and Noah Vining. Yeah.
Yep. Four of us. We've been motoing down pretty good for a little while now. Yeah.
That's awesome. So you guys are motoing down. I know you guys didn't do the super duper motocross finals. Now you were qualified in the LCQ. How come you guys didn't do any of that?
Yeah. So it's just me, right? And I don't know. I didn't like the idea of going there to race an LCQ. And even if I go win the LCQ, I've pretty much last gate pick for the main event, right? So, yeah, it just nothing about it felt great to me. Motocross type tracks, and we haven't been racing motocross, and yeah, I mean, if I'm going to a race knowing I can't get a start in the main event with last gate pick, I mean, I feel pretty good about my starts. Sorry, the dogs are going off. I feel pretty good about my starts, but to get a start with last gate pick is probably not happening with that stacked field, right?
No, and then the one they had in Texas, I mean, that was like the shortest shirt. Like that thing was so short. There was no chance. If you didn't have a good gate pick, you were screwed there.
Yeah. I wish if they would try doing something different where we could get into the race, even if, without racing the nationals, get into the race and still have a decent shot at a gate pick. And I don't know, the LCQ thing's kind of weird. I don't do something off qualifying and things like that. I also think the points got to change, right? It makes the outdoor nationals worth way more than Supercross. So it's kind of weird the way they do it. They give you points per moto outdoors and only the overall in Supercross. So technically they're saying motocross is more valuable than Supercross as far as SMX goes. So I don't know, a little weird stuff that kinks they probably got to work out.
Yeah, it's pretty stupid since like it really should be equal amount, but it is clearly not. Like you get two motos every day when you go outdoor. But let's talk World Supercross. So there was a lot of talk in the off season. We weren't sure if this was going to happen. Did they keep you in the loop? Did you know it was going to happen?
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty much all systems go for us the whole time. I know there was some kind of maybe shaky stuff going on, but I prepared as if we were going racing. And yeah, I know there's kind of a new crew there, and I feel pretty good about it. Everybody so far has been awesome. I know Tony and Mr. Genova are excited about it, and I think they're happy with the new crew that's kind of running things. And yeah, I mean, I love that racing. It's kind of suited me, so I'm excited for it.
Well, yeah. So in the first year, you were battling for the championship. You ended up third. Last year, you ended up fourth. You've won a main event straight up before. So what is it about that racing that makes it so suitable to your style?
Yeah, I mean, there's three main events, which actually I think this year there's going to be four. So there's going to be the normal three and a super final. So, yeah, I mean, short racing, I can get a start, I can sprint. Um, and it's really just been kind of one or two elite level guys kind of going heads up with me. I feel like so. If I can, like the times I beat Kenny, if I'm starting first and he's starting outside the top five, I got a pretty good shot at beating him. Yeah, I mean, it's suited me. Even Triple Crowns here in America have suited me, right? Monster Cup, I've been fourth at and had good results there. So yeah, it's crazy. I got good endurance too. It just starts and sprint speed seem to be my thing.
So now you just said there's going to be three main events and a super final. How is that going to be weighted with points? Can you break down the new format for me?
Yeah, I'm not really sure yet, to be honest. We haven't got a schedule. We've been asking for it because I like to kind of replicate my training days to the schedule, and they haven't sent one yet. So I think it's going to just be the three main events, and then top 10 from those three from each class go into the super final, 250, 450 combined, I think is what it's going to be.
Wow.
So,
And
yeah,
man, and we have no idea what the points are going to be dished out in between there, or?
I don't know. I'm assuming it's going to be, well, yeah. I was assuming it's just going to be overall points, but no, in the past they've done it per moto because it's shorter series. So yeah, I would think you get your points each moto. I hate speaking for them, but in the
Yeah.
past that's what they did, right? Because it was a shorter series, so they had to give each main event points like it was a complete main event instead of just giving you the overall on the night, whatever you got. So I think each race will count full points if I had to guess.
Wow. Yeah, I don't want to keep hammering you on this, but I'm just fascinated at the fact that you said so you'll have 250 guys racing against 450 guys in a
Yeah.
super final, and you'll have a
Yeah.
top 10 from each overall.
I believe so. I believe so. That's what, as far as I know. Yeah. It'll be
So
crazy. Yeah. It'll be Tomac, myself, Roxon on the track with some 250 guys. It might be rookie 250 guys. It might get a little hectic. The shorter races help. We don't have as much time to get into lappers, but I'm curious to see how it plays out. I kind of keep forgetting that's part of the program. We've been doing four main events in preparation, but kind of forget I'll be racing my 250 teammates also and the other 250 guys over there. Yeah, it'll be interesting.
yeah, I was going to ask you about that too. Look like you've kind of taken on a mentoring of Noah Viney, and yeah, you don't want to show him too much if you got to race him in that super final.
I mean, all the guys are riding good right now. We're pushing hard, and man, with a start at those races, I think anybody could pull off a good result for sure.
So you've been doing this since 2008. So I had to double check. I'm like, is this dude like 50 years old?
Yeah,
You're only 33.
yeah, yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
So what now the thing that fascinates me about you is you're not like some of these guys that, you start to taper off in your 30s. I feel like you get better every single year. What are you doing different than other guys to get better as you get older?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I've kind of just told myself really that if I get to a point that I'm not getting better, I think I'm going to call it. And it's just the sport's too crazy. It's too dangerous, all that to be on a downhill trend and continuing to try to do it. I think there's plenty of other ways to go make money in the world, right? So that's kind of motivation. I love doing it, but kind of motivates myself to try to keep getting better. And I've been lucky to have a great team behind me too that's helped. You see a rider change teams and a lot of times they have a down year, right? And I've stuck with these guys, they've stuck with me and we've just continued to improve. Every aspect of the team has gotten better, bike's gotten better, and I've been lucky enough to ride along with them and get better every year with them.
So you mentioned money there. Now, that's something that I've been fighting for big time with the American series is that they give nothing back to the teams like yours. It's just all about the factories and how is the money in World Supercross? Do you get paid pretty well? You don't have to give me numbers or anything, but is it much better than the American series?
Yeah, I mean it's definitely a lot better than the American series. I think there's still room for improvement there. But yeah, a lot better. I know the team gets a check at the beginning of the year. They get paid per round to kind of help with the expenses. And I think the purse money's public and it's obviously a lot better than the American stuff. So yeah, all around the money's way better. at the World Supercross, and they're trying to do it the right way. I think there's a model out there that's maybe better. I think if you look at the Formula One model, that's still what I think is right. Money kind of goes in the pot and we race for it. I don't really agree with the, Tomac and Roxon just getting paid show up money to come do a race where we're all getting, racing for purse money. But baby steps, I guess. There's at least a group out there that's kind of trying to do it the right way. So can't complain too much, right?
No, and you have to get those guys there. And if, you mentioned F1, I mean, they pay Ferrari a start money like they would Eli Tomac or Ken Roczen. So Ferrari gets their bump anyway. I mean, it happens in all forms of racing.
Yeah.
When you have that extra value, you get a little bit extra for it. Last year, you were like the breakout guy, and not only in the racing, but in the press conferences.
And things like that and blah, blah, blah. And it was tight and everything. But third overall for you. Congratulations on the podium. But how did you read this one today?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you put a bunch of money on the line like we have here and put us on an arena cross track, I think that's the way it's going to go. At least for me, this is how I make a living. I'm not here to just ride around and have fun. I'm here to make some money and pay my bills. So that's what we're doing. We're battling for position. And if these guys want to take it easy, they can take it easy. But I'm going to race.
I think they kind of just forced my hand with that, and then probably stuck a camera in my face right after a race or whatever. And I usually kind of avoid that stuff. Even stuff like what we're doing right now, I kind of avoid it. But I like you, so I'll come on your show. So I think they probably just caught me at a time when I was fired up. Those guys, it kind of felt like everybody was against me at that point, which I get it. I was racing them all hard. And I think you stick a camera in my face right after a main event, you're gonna get me being pretty fired up.
In fairness, it was at the press conference, so you had a second to cool off. But then again, but you also had an incident with like your Eve. We don't have to get into that. But I mean, it's got to be tough there with World Supercross because you are so close in those little cubicle areas. You can't just go to your truck like you do at the AMA races, right?
Yeah. It's all right there close. It's fun. We had some incidents where it's literally a sheet in between the teams, and we were talking and the other team could overhear, so we didn't know it. Then the other team on the other side was talking kind of strategy and things like that, and you can hear through. I mean, it's literally a sheet or whatever hanging in between, and you just can't see, or we didn't realize that they're all that close. But yeah, it's close quarters for sure.
And then the big news that was dropped, and I love arena cross. I was a huge fan. I've been a huge fan of it for a long time. They've needed you in there forever. The fact that you're going to do the series with Ryan Brees. But I told Tony, I said, dude, you've got two of the baddest ass dudes both on and off the track. How the hell are you guys going to how are you going to get along with Ryan?
Yeah, I mean, so far Ryan's been a really good teammate. We've been doing motos together. Seems like a really good dude. Tough guy, tough racer, tough guy. Yeah, I think we'll race each other hard and have fun doing it.
That's awesome. And I got to say, if I'm Kyle Peters right now, I'm crapping my pants because, I mean, he had his hands full with Ryan and now adding you in the mix. And then Noah Viney sounds like he's going to be going with you guys too.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know all the details and the plan yet, but I mean, man, you're quick to it because it's almost you're finding out as quick as I am kind of learning about all of it. But for me, the main focus is still Supercross and being ready for it. But we're gonna do these to try to make some money. The team needs to kind of financially do what's best for them, and we're gonna do what's best for all of us financially, really. But I still want to put my focus into this opening round of Supercross, opening few rounds of Supercross, and obviously we'll already have a couple rounds of arena cross under our belt at that time. But yeah, I still got the dream of trying to win one of these things or be on the podium on the big bike. And I feel like I'm better than what I showed last year at American Supercross at least. So yeah, we're going to go there for a little redemption and do our thing at arena cross also.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to distract your focus, but I get so excited about arena cross. That news was huge for me, but I'm also excited about the World Supercross. And now you got me going on the super final thing. I don't know what, I have no idea how that's going to work. That's going to be.
Yeah, I honestly have been forgetting about it myself. And I look at my 250 teammates, I go, yeah, we're racing too. All right. Yeah, it's going to be good.
I don't know how that's going to work in points though, because if you happen to have one bad night, you're 11th, and then these guys get points for a super final. I don't understand how that works.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Again, I don't know. Like I said, I've been begging Tony to get a schedule, and I think he's been doing the same, bugging those guys to get something. And I've just assumed it's going to be around 10-minute main events, right? 10
Yeah.
laps, 10 minutes. And I've been hammering a bunch of 10 lappers back to back, and they're quick, man. I don't know if you've been or seen them, but between our two main events, it's like 3 minutes, 4 minutes. So it's kind of crazy. You're up there like huffing and puffing, get a little bit of water in, throw some gas in the bike, and you're going again. It's pretty cool. But yeah, you bring up a good point. I don't know how it's going to work. Yeah, if a guy gets an 11th, does he miss an entire race worth of points? That's a good point. We'll see. I guess we're 3 weeks out, so we'll know soon, right?
Yeah, I would hope I'd hope you know by now. It's 3 weeks
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
But that was a good question. I was going to ask you about that. So the way that you guys do your races, you do like I think it's 8, is it 8, 8, 10 or something like that?
That's
anyway,
that's what it was. Yeah. Yeah.
So you were doing 8, 8, 10 with about enough time to pop your helmet off, grab a drink of water, and line back up. The way I compared it is like a UFC fighter in between rounds. So you essentially go 3 rounds out there.
Yeah.
How is that? Like, how do you refocus? Is that something is that what you practice right now? Do 10s, take a drink, and then go again?
Exactly. Yeah. We go out, we normally will come back to the truck, fully sit down, take a break, but we just go out there with maybe a fresh pair of goggles and gloves and give the mechanic a bottle of water. And yeah, they time it on the stopwatch. I think they've been giving us 4 minutes, and it's hot, it's brutal, it's tough. It's not the full reset like what you'd want, but it does get easier after we do it. Just like I'm sure a fighter, it would get easier the more rounds they put in, right?
Yeah, and that's something where I think that for whatever reason, you've been really good at that throughout ever since Arena or the World Supercross, beginning. Have you thought at all about Arena Cross, how they invert the second main events?
Brees mentioned it the other day, and I actually just today put on a little bit of footage on my bike ride. I pedaled inside today, and yeah, I watched a little bit, and yeah, I guess you try to do your best with it. You can either try to bully your way up the inside and make some moves, or be patient and pick some guys off. But I think it's kind of cool. I think it makes it interesting, and you won't have one guy just running away with the night, right?
Dude, it's as a fan, I couldn't ask for anything more when they put Brees and Peters in the back when they're battling. But yeah, I just can't wait. Honestly, between that and World Supercross, I'm pretty excited about what they call the off season. But it's not really the off season. This is your big deal, right?
Yeah. Like I said, it's where we got to put our focus. What the team wants to do. But I'm still, man, chasing the dream of the American Supercross. I don't like everything that they do and how they do everything, but that's where the best guys in the world are racing right now, and that's kind of where I want to go try to prove myself. I'm doing a lot of hard work, so kind of want to go see where I stack up still against those guys. I feel like I'm better than ever. Yeah, if there's other series doing things better with World Supercross and Arena Cross, financially, I think we got to go do what's best in that area, right?
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, you go out there and win the World Supercross Championship, I don't think they can deny you if you want to do the American Series after that.
For sure. I mean, it's going to be tough. We got Eli and Kenny and a lot of other good guys, but I feel like every time at one of those, I can be a contender to win those races.
So now those guys are coming in, Eli, they did the Super Duper, and then they went to, they're going to the Destinations. Do you think they're going to have an advantage because they got gate drops, or do you have an advantage because you're fresh?
I like being fresh, man. I like coming into it. Like you mentioned fighters. I like the build up. Yeah. I like the build up to a race like that. And I feel like I do better with a break like I've had. I haven't raced since May. Took a couple months to hang out, play golf, relax, and then kind of slowly built back up to where I'm at, and feel like this is the best version of me that I've had. And yeah, kind of like take it like a fighter and come into that thing, all focused all on this one event. It's tough when you got to do 17 in a row, but yeah, I'm going to come into this first World Supercross fired up. So I think it'll be good.
Well, and you're a guy who hasn't done the grind every year with the Outdoor Nationals and Supercross all combined. Do you think that's what has helped you get better every off season because you can focus on one thing and take your rests when you need to?
For sure. Yeah. Just the reset for me is always good. It's almost like when when you go home and sleep on something and you come back the next day and you're a little better. If I get a month or so, I can chill out, kind of not think about dirt bikes and then slowly get back into it. We'll go ride some motocross, have fun, enjoy it. It's a reset for me. And it just seems like every time I do that, I come back and I find a little something and a little way to get better, And yeah, I don't want to change it. We talked about doing the outdoor nationals this year, and it's a lot of racing for basically no money, a lot of work for basically no money. And so I was like, I think I'll hang out. I'll be golfing. I'll be at the beach, and then I'll be fired up and ready and make all that money back double at round one of World Supercross. Right?
Yeah.
It's working.
Yeah, if it's working, keep doing it, right? You're staying
Yes.
healthy. And by the
Yeah.
way, are you completely healed up from that Achilles injury? That was pretty nasty.
I am. Yeah, it was scary for sure. It's really scary. There was a time there was like, is this thing ever going to be normal and right again? And yeah, at this point, I think it's stronger than the good one.
And then I had one question, but I don't know if this is even going to be relevant anymore. I was going to say, how do you like Super Pole? Is that something you're looking forward to? But it sounds like, are they even doing Super
No,
Pole?
yeah, I think they are. I'm not sure. We're actually talking about it yesterday. I'm not sure how the qualifying for it is going to work. Like we go do qualifying practice. Last year it was then you went to a heat race and that gave you your Super Pole starting spot. But I don't think there's a heat race, so I think it's going to have to just be time qualifying, and then X amount of guys going to a Super Pole. So I
Oh,
like
so they
it. Yeah, yeah,
so they
I
got
like it, man.
yeah, so they got rid of those stupid heat races that didn't really matter anyway, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And I do like the Super Bowl. It's nerve-wracking. It's definitely really nerve-wracking, but as a fan, it's exciting. And I've had some that have gone good. I hit my marks and had good ones, and I've had some that you botch one turn and you basically give up on the lap, right? So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Awesome. All right, dude. Well, I will let you go. I just wanted to touch base and see what you were up to. And like I said, I've been super excited about the arena cross thing because I watch that all the time, and that's fun to me. And
Yeah.
I remember watching them at Daytona, going, man, I wish Vince Friese did this because guys were all over the place. I'm like, dude, this is right up your alley. So
Yeah. I just maybe think they'll get some new dirt for Daytona this year.
no,
It
God, no.
was
If they could do
basically a
dirt,
sand track.
no,
It was basically just
no.
a sand track. Oh, it's crazy.
Yes, it was a
You liked it?
crapshoot.
Yeah.
Yes, it was
Okay.
one of those fun races. I'm sorry, you guys don't like it, but I loved it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, we haven't nailed down the whole game plan yet, but I'm sure we'll at least be at the first one and go from there. And yeah, it'll be exciting for sure.
Okay. All right, brother. Well, thank you for the time. I really
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks for having me, man.